Hello, YouTube. This is Lord Jackal. Like and favorite this video now, please, or I'll give you a tiny, tiny incision with this pocket knife.
It's time for Smashtalk.
Smashtalk!
Smashtalk!
I know you're probably expecting me to do a character video next, but I have a little bit of time before class, so I can't really do anything incredibly in-depth. And there's another issue I kind of want to address real quick, and that's the recent news that there's going to be 2 new Smash games. Now, a lot of people have been, talking about having 2 different rosters. How are the games going to be different? You know, one on a handheld system, one of them on the console. For those of you who don't know yet, there's going to be one for the WiiU and one for the 3DS at the same time. A lot of people have been saying that there's going to be 2 different rosters, or that one of them's not going to have as many characters, or that they're going to be entirely different games, and I just wanted to give my opinions on it real quick. First off, there's been an idea going around where you've got 2 separate rosters for the games. I don't think that's a good idea. Not at all. I know Yosef's been pioneering it around, having, like, alternate characters. No, that's... And here's why. Essentially what you're doing is you're making both versions of the game an incomplete version. And if somebody wants to play as all the characters, they would have to own both games. And, you know, some people don't really want to do that. You know, it's a lot of money these days to buy a game, you know, especially in this economy, and especially when you're a college student, which I'm sure most of you don't have that problem. I think the best way to handle this is to make them both standalone games. And I think the best way to do this is to make the console version just your next evolution in Smash. You know, like more characters, more stages, a bigger scale, better story, more modes, all that stuff. Just basically what they've been doing with the console games. And then for the handheld, there's, I think it was Sakurai, I'm pretty sure it was Sakurai, already said that he wants to have character customization involved. So here's what I'm thinking. The 3DS version is going to be a smaller, scaled-down version of the console roster with... Well, actually, there's 2 possibilities. Either it's a scaled-down version of the console roster with slots that you can customize, or it's a game where it's just a single player, which I don't think is as likely. I think there's gonna be a roster and then a character customization. I think there's gonna be a single-player story mode where you grow your character, you unlock new possibilities for moves and everything, so you can further customize him. And then what you can do, like what Sakurai's already said, is that you can take your customized character and put him on the console version. So essentially what you have is, on the console, you have your multiplayer fighting game, which is what Brawl has been, or Smash has been. It's your general Smash evolution, basically. And then on the 3DS, you have a more intimate, more single-player, although there better be multiplayer possibilities between the systems and the 3DSs, and it better be decent connection and decent speed, because Nintendo does not have a good history of high-quality Wi-Fi. Now, here's the thing. Nintendo already has a history of doing this. Try to remember back to the days of the N64 and the Game Boy Color. I know it's hard, but please, try for me. Do it for me. Come on. There we go. Now, remember Mario Tennis and Mario Golf? Well, I mostly played Mario Tennis, so I'm going to focus on that more. Mario Tennis is one of the first of Nintendo's really successful Mario sports games. Now, you've probably played one of them at some point in your life, because, you know, they've been remade for the GameCube, possibly for the Wii. I haven't really been playing a lot of games recently, so I'm not sure. But I do remember the one for the 64, because I played it like crazy. Now, even though the 64 version was really, really good, there was another version for the Game Boy Color that actually didn't get that much notice. And what was interesting was these 2 games intertwined. See, in the 64 version, you have your basic cast of Mario characters. They've each got their strengths and weaknesses. You can play as multiple. I remember Mario and Luigi were they were your standard, all-around average players, just like they are in basically everything they do. Yoshi and Birdo are really, really fast. Waluigi was good at putting spin on the ball, along with, I think, Daisy? Wario and Bowser were your power players. It's, you know, your fairly standard, I mean, sorry, Wario and Donkey Kong. It was your fairly standard, ugh, forgot Paratrooper was in it, just saw him. Yeah, he was irritating to play against. He would spin everything. Anyways, that's besides the point. Now, even though you had the full, you know, group of characters that you could play with here, on the Game Boy version, it was a single-player, almost RPG sort of style. You created a character, male or female, wide variety of options there, and you'd go around completing challenges, playing against the Mario players. Yeah, you would get different kinds of rackets and shoes, which changed how you hit the ball, how fast you were, how good you were at churning. You basically created a character that you couldn't really overpower because there was nothing that was good at everything, although actually, I guess there were. There's a golden racket you could get if you completed this fairy challenge. There were all sorts of things you could do. But you could customize the character to your playing style with different rackets and shoes. You would compete against them. You would learn, on the Game Boy version, you would actually learn the rules of tennis if you didn't know how to play. I, myself, am a tennis player, but, you know, it's a video game. What was really awesome is, you remember like those little packs you could put in the back of your 64 controller that you could stick a Game Boy game inside? Yeah, you could do that with Mario Tennis. And what you could do is you could take your character off of tennis with, you know, his stats from his rackets and shoes and everything, and put him on the 64 game to play against, you know, everybody on the console. The result was a really cool, almost intimate and personal gaming experience with your own created character playing against some of Nintendo's All-Stars. I'm really glad they did it, and I'd love to see them bring that back with these new Smash games. So those are my fairly brief thoughts on the matter. I mean, it's just my own opinion. If, you know, there are people who want to, you know, buy extra characters, have a shop. There are people who want multiple things. I'm not saying you're stupid, but it's a bad choice. No, I don't know. It's just my personal preference. It's the kind of gaming that I enjoy, so, you know, just my 2 cents. I believe I've covered everything, really. It's not an incredibly complex issue. So, those are my thoughts. If, you know, you have any feedback, if you think I'm mentally ill and need to be put in my place, you know, leave a comment, send a message. Other than that, I guess that's about it for this video. So, you know, just come back next time. Or else.